Frank D. Peregoy grew up in a large family in Virginia. Although he was only 15 years old in 1931, he lied about his age in order to join the Virginia Army National Guard. When the United States entered World War II in December of 1941, his unit was activated. Peregoy received the Soldier's Medal for saving a fellow soldier from drowning. Hello and welcome to The Ultimate Sacrifice. My name's Louis Marsh. I'm your host for the show. I'm senior pastor of River Church here in Parker, Arizona, and this program is dedicated to sharing the true stories of the people that have served us in combat around the world for nearly 250 years now, the sacrifices they've made, and their stories so that they can be remembered and honored, and that each and every one of us can grow from that. If you're watching this video in 2025, congratulations, you're in on the ground floor. Please subscribe, please like, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're watching this anytime after 2025, do the same thing. It would be great. Now let's get back to our story. He was born April 10th, 1916 at Esmont, Virginia, and grew up in a large, impoverished but tightly knit family in Albemarle County, Virginia. According to the Virginia historian Richard H. Britton, Peregory's family name was actually spelled Peregoy, P-E-R-E-G-O-Y, although most references incorrectly spell his name Peregory, P-E-R-E-G-O-R-Y. This is because when he signed his military papers, he was given the name Peregory, and he kept his name thereafter. Kind of a good soldier's name. So we're going to probably go back and forth, but we'll try and stick with the real name. Peregoy's mother died in 1931, forcing him to quit school to help his father support his 7 siblings. In May, he joined Company K, the so-called Monticello Guard of the 116th Infantry Regiment of the Virginia National Guard at Charlottesville, the seat of the county. Because Peregoy was only 15 at the time, he lied about his year of birth. The error became part of his official military records, along with an accidental or deliberate, depending on who you ask, misspelling of his name. In 1941, Peregoy married Bessie Kirby. Before the entrance of the United States into World War II, Peregoy's unit was inducted into the Federal Service on February 3, 1941. When the unit finally arrived for combat overseas, they were assigned to the D-Day invasion of Normandy. Peregoy again risked his life by single-handedly attacking a fortified machine gun position, killing several and taking more than 30 prisoners. 30 prisoners. For his actions, he was awarded the Medal of Honor. While his unit advanced on the German defenses, the leading elements began receiving fire from German forces. The Germans were firmly entrenched on the high ground overlooking the town and were able to inflict severe damage on the Allied forces as they approached. Numerous attempts to neutralize the enemy positions by supporting artillery fire and tank fire proved ineffective until Technical Sergeant Peregoy risked his life, advancing up the hill under heavy enemy fire. He worked his way to the crest of the hill, where he discovered an entrenchment which led to the main enemy fortifications about 200 yards away. Without hesitating, he leapt into the trench and moved towards the emplacement. When he encountered a squad of enemy riflemen, he attacked them with hand grenades and his bayonet, killing 8 and forcing 3 to surrender. He then continued along the trench, forcing 32 more Germans to surrender, including the machine gunners. This action opened the way for the leading elements of the battalion to advance and seize their objectives. And of course, this is the action for which he received the Medal of Honor. Here's what his citation says, quote, "On June 8, 1944, the 3rd Battalion of the 116th Infantry was advancing on the strongly held German defenses at Grand Camp Mazy, France, when the leading elements were suddenly halted by decimating machine gun fire from a firmly entrenched enemy force on the high ground overlooking the town. After numerous attempts to neutralize the enemy position by supporting artillery and tank fire had proved ineffective, Technical Sergeant Peregoy, on his own initiative, advanced up the hill under withering fire and worked his way to the crest, where he discovered an entrenchment leading to the main enemy fortifications 200 yards away. Without hesitating, he leaped into the trench and moved toward the emplacement. Encountering a squad of enemy riflemen, he fearlessly attacked them with hand grenades and bayonet, killing 8 and forcing 3 to surrender. Continuing along the trench, he single-handedly forced the surrender of 32 more riflemen, captured the machine gunners, and opened the way for the leading elements of the battalion to advance and secure its objective. The extraordinary gallantry and aggressiveness displayed by Tech Sergeant Peregoy are exemplary of the highest tradition of the U.S. Armed Forces, unquote. 6 days later, Peregoy was killed while fighting in the hedgerows. He's buried at the American Battle Monument Cemetery in Normandy, also known as the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial in Colleville-sur-Mer in France. Today, a small garden and monument were erected in Grand Camp in memory of the young American soldier from the 29th Infantry Division, at the very site of one of the German machine guns in what's called a Tobruk, which is a fortified position. It's still visible today. The city named this place Frank Peregory Garden. Editing Louis here. Somehow, and I honestly don't know how this happened, I forgot to close the show. Now, granted, this particular video that you just watched, man, I don't know why, but I had such a hard time putting it together and doing it. It was just really a pain. I think when I got to the end of it, I just stopped. So I'm very sorry about that. So having said all that, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. We hope that, if you enjoyed the program, you'll give it a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And I know some of you are thinking, wow, what is wrong with this guy that he would forget to put the end on the video? I don't know. But if you want to make a donation to the Louis Marsh Relief Fund for a brain transplant, I'll take it. Yes, that's a joke. All right, everybody. Having said all that, take care. I'll see you next time.